We'll see these important annotations in Spring. These are very, very important. Can you see this? In these annotations which we studied, can you tell? In these annotations, which already we studied, can you tell? Which we did not studied, which already we studied, just tell. This is a simple question for you. Very simple question. I'm just seeing your answers. Did we not study configuration? Did we not study configuration? I'll ask one by one. Yes or no? Did we not study configuration? Right? Did we study bean? Yes? Okay. Did we study component? No. Right? Did we study auto-wired? Yes. Did we study qualifier? Yes. Primary? No. Scope? Yes. We have seen, right? Scope prototype. Lazy? Yes. Component scan? No. Order? No. So how many we have to study now? Component, primary, component scan, order. Right? So these are the things we have to study. So we studied configuration. What is configuration? A class annotated with configuration will work like an XML, right? Bean, where we can define the bean definition, just like your bean ID, like bean element in XML, your bean annotation. Component we did not study. Auto-wired we have studied, right? Qualifier we have studied. Primary we did not studied. Scope, what about scope? We studied. And similar order. Order we did not study. So how many total? So 1, 2, 3. Let us study this. No, this also we did not study it. Component scan. Component scan we did not study. Lazy we studied. right? So we did not study this. Okay, then we did not study this. We studied this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So component, we have to study this primary, order, component scale. Okay. Say your class configuration. In this class configuration, we have bean definition. Public. Okay, we keep on writing the bean definitions, right? Some methods will be there. I'm not writing the methods. So method 1. Okay, method 3 like this. Suppose if we have 100 beans to define, 100 beans to be created, you will write say 100 methods with bean annotations. Right? Okay. Now suppose if you have 1,000 methods that starts, 1,000 beans you have to create. You have to get 1,000 bean methods, right? So basically, I have different classes. Okay. Class X. Okay. So this is your x.java, right? Similarly, I have a.java, class A. Similarly, I have b.java, class B. Okay. So like that, I have multiple Java files, and I want to create the beans for all this. Okay, like that, I have say like that 100 Java files are there. 100 Java files are there. So now I want to create the beans. So how I'll do? Like this, I'll do, right? So at the rate configuration. Configuration class app config. So app config. So configuration app config, I'll say public x, I'll say return new x, I'm returning x. Similarly, bean, public y, return new y. Like that, I want to create, say 100 methods, I'll write like this. 100 bean methods. Any doubt in this? Understood, right? This one, any doubt till now here? This you already know, right? You already know here. This one. Now, writing like this, will take lot of lines of code. So writing like this will take lot of lines of code. Okay. Because you need to write those many 100 bean methods you need to write. Suppose if there are 1,000 classes, you have to create 1,000 beans like this. Instead of this, the other way to do, your Spring has provided an easy way to do instead of writing like this. Now we have class X, right? Next we have class A. Next we have class B. Like this, say you have say now, say 100 classes. Line just. Now what you do is on the class level, you put an annotation called @component. Just to put at the class level, @component. Okay. Now what will happen is now define like this. Okay, this will be in your x.java. This will be in your b.java. A.java. And this will be in your b.java. Now write now your app config class. Now just to do this simple, @component scan. That's all. If you do like this, you don't need to define bean methods. No need to define this 100. No need to define 100 bean methods. Okay, just like this. You don't need to define. Just create a class like this. Empty class, an empty class. Just with configuration, new annotation came, which is called component scan. Now, what it will now, when your application context is getting created, what it will do, first it will see the configuration class. Okay. So when application context is getting created, first it will see configuration class. Okay. Then it will see component scan. Just 1 minute. Huh? So when application getting ready, it will see configuration class. Then it will see component scan. First it will see configuration class, then it will see component scan. And what this component scan will do, now this will scan for, this annotation will scan for the classes, having component annotation. And whichever the classes are annotated with, the component, automatically the application context creates the beans automatically. So this annotation will scan for the classes having component annotation, and whichever the classes are annotated with component, automatically the application context creates the beans. Automatically. So that means what it will do now? Now it will see the components. Okay, this class is having component, this A class is having component. So it will create the beans automatically. You don't need to write the methods like this. Your application context will create. So that is the main. So now if you need to write 100 bean methods or 1000 bean methods, you don't need to write any of the bean methods. So just to declare the classes with component. Your component scan will scan for the components and create the beans. So what is a component here? So a component is a class level annotation. So a component is a class level annotation. So where this is eligible, where this class is eligible, this class is eligible for bean creation. Okay. So component is a class level annotation. Where this class is eligible for bean creation. Okay. Any doubts till now? Any doubts? So just 1 minute. I'm getting one message. Just 1 minute. Give me 3 minutes. Give me 3 minutes. I got one call. 1 minute. I got one emergency call. 1 minute. So instead of defining 100 beans like this, okay, instead of defining 100 beans like this, so 100 bean methods like this, suppose if I define, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, definitely. Suppose if I define the component classes like this, right? Suppose if I define the components like this at class level, then what component scan will do? Component scan will scan for these components and create the beans automatically. You don't need to write the bean definitions like this. You don't need to write the bean definitions like this. Right? No need to define 100 bean methods. So you can define the components at the class level. Any questions till now here? Any doubts? Right? Now. So what component scan will do? Component scan will scan for the classes having alternate component annotation, and whichever the classes are annotated with alternate component, automatically the application context creates the beans. Right? Now, if I define bean like this, I'll say return new employee. If I return a bean like this, what will happen now? So the bean ID will be this. The bean ID is the bean ID is the name of the method, which is employee. Suppose if I give like this, at the rate bean, I say employee, I'll say public employee, I'll say like this, EM. So return new employee. Right? So now what is a bean ID? Bean ID is EMP. Bean ID is EMP. Right? Now, suppose now I'm defining, instead of defining the beans like this, how I'm defining now? I'll define like this, at the rate component, class employee, Then I'll say @component class department. Now, if I write now app config class, configuration class, okay, I'll just say @component scan class app config. So what it will do now? So this component scan will scan for the components and create the beans. Now, what is now if I define bean like this, this is your bean ID, or the name of the method is your bean ID. Now the beans are created from this component classes. Then what is the bean ID? By default, the bean ID will be, so bean ID is class name starting with small letter. So what is the class name? Employee. So small letter. So the bean ID is employee. Similarly, here the bean ID is department. Right? Now I can, just like how I can override the method name with this bean name. Now bean ID is MP. I can write here also like this. So how I'll do is, I'll say @component. Here I'll say EMP class employee. And here I'll say @component. Okay, DEPT. I'll say class department. Okay. Now what is your bean ID now? Your bean ID is EMP. Here the bean ID is department. So now the bean ID will be this one, and the bean ID is this one. Okay. So that is how these annotations will work. Any doubts till now? Everyone understood, right? So shall we see a small program here? So I'm not talking now. Right. Let me create one Maven project. Now I'll say Spring Core demo Spring Core demo component or Spring Core component demo. So now I'll say new class employee. I'll say @component new class department @department. Sorry, @component. And then that's all. So I'll create one app config class. @configuration @component scan. And here I'll say just application context. Sorry, this one. That's all. Now what I'll do, I'll say employee emp is equal to context dot get bean employee dot class. So I'll say system dot out dot println of emp. Okay. Because here you put like this one, right? Similarly, department DEPT. Now what is a bean department? The class name, right? Class name. And app config doesn't contain anything, just the configuration components. Here I'll say department. I'll say department. I'll say DEP. Now shall I run this program now? No search bean. Why? Correct only, right? Correct only, right? No, we should get the employee ID. This is compulsory. Why? Suppose if I write like this. What happened? Not required actually. Correct only, right? What is the mistake we have done here? The same bean we have put. No bean name department. It is available, right? No, no, somewhere. Why it is not working actually? I have done so many programs like this. Any mistake that is happening here? Can't it not get bean of department? No, no, no. This is correct only. This is exactly correct only. What I have done is correct. I don't know why. So I don't know. I'm just why it is like this. Correct only, right? I'm surprised. So I'll just share you this. See, I already have this program. Let me import this file, import Maven, existing Maven projects. Okay, finish. See, here also you have this component scan configuration. We have department, component department, component employee. Just running this application. Just 1 minute. Something. So properties, libraries. What is this? Something has happened. Even the working programs also not working. Why? I'll take another workspace. The working programs also not working. What is type of variety errors I'm getting? Let me take in another batch. I'll take this. I'll just say file import Maven. I'll just give this one. I'll just change this to properties, Java build path, remove add library, JRE system library, JDK, apply and close. Properties, Java compiler. So run as Java application. What happened? Okay. I'll make this form.xml. Because this was running in 70. Let me run this now. It is running, right? Same thing, context.get bean. What is the issue with this? I'll just remove all this. I'll remove all this. I'll remove all this. I'll remove all this. System dot out dot println emp. System dot out dot println dep. Let me run this. Coming, right? Why it was not working in that Eclipse? The same thing I have done. Suppose I'll remove this. So by default, it will take employee. By default, it will take department. Here I'll say employee. Here I'll say department. It is coming. And that's what I was wondering, why that is not coming here. Same code, right? See, component. If I don't put anything, small letter. If I don't put anything, small letter, small m, I mean small letter starts with, it will be employee, it will be department. I don't know. See, here JDK 70 is set, here is not being set also. Okay, I think some issue with this workspace. Okay. Not an issue. All right, then what I'll do is, tomorrow there is working day, right? I think tomorrow is a holiday for you. Okay, then. So tomorrow we'll continue. Okay, then tomorrow we'll continue. Okay, so fine then. Okay. Thank you all.